International trade and international business. What is international trade? International trade is the exchange of product and service across national border, typically through exporting and importing. And there is international investment, transfer to asset to another country or the acquisition of asset in the country. And then international portfolio investment, passive ownership of foreign securities such as stock and bonds to generate financial return. And so there is the foreign direct investment, an internationalization strategy in which the firm establishes a physical presence abroad through acquisition to productive assets such as capital, technology, labor, land, plant, and equipment. How is the trade policy? International trade deals with economic interaction that occur between sovereign nations. First, the role of government in regulating international trade and investment of substantial. 2. Analytically, international markets allow government to discriminate against subgroup of companies. And third, government also control the supply of currency. So what is international business? International business refers to business transaction crossing national borders at any stage of the transaction. It refers to all business activities which involve cross-border transaction of goods, service, resources between two or more nations. Transaction of economic resources include capital, skills, people, and for international production of physical goods and services such as finance, banking, insurance, and construction. And international business have some feature. That is large-scale operation, integration of economies that use deep resources from deep countries, dominated by developed countries and MNC, as they have their best financial, human, and technical resources, benefit to participating countries like foreign capital, technology, industrial depth, employment, and then keen competition, weak position of developing countries, special role of science and technology, international restriction on capital and technology flow, barriers, duties, trade block are there. And then finally is sensitive nature, that any change in the economic policies, technology, political environment, and other else.
What is horticulture? Horticulture is the branch of agriculture that deals with the art, science, technology, and business of growing plants. It includes the cultivation of medicinal plants, fruit, vegetable, nut, seed, herb, sprout, mushroom, algae, flower, seaweed, and non-food crops such as grass and ornamental trees and plants. It also includes plant conservation, landscape restoration, landscape and garden design construction, and maintenance and arboriculture. Inside agriculture, horticulture contrasts with extensive field farming as well as animal husbandry. Horticulturists apply their knowledge, skill, and technology used to grow intensively produce plants for human food and non-food uses and for personal or social needs. Their work involves plant propagation and cultivation with the aim of improving plant growth, yields, quality, nutritional value, and resistance to insect, disease, and environmental stresses. They work as gardeners, growers, therapists, designers, and technical advisors in the food and non-food sector of horticulture. Horticulture even refers to the growing of plants in a field or garden. There are several advantages of horticultural crop. Horticultural crop produce a higher biomass than field crops per unit area, resulting in efficient utilization of natural resources. highly remunerative for replacing subsistence farming and thus alleviative poverty level in rainford, dryland highly arid and coastal agro-system. Potential for developed wasteland through plant strategies. Need comparatively less water than food crops, provide higher employment opportunity, important for nutritional security, environment-friendly, high-value crops with high potential of value additions, high potential for foreign exchange earning, make higher contribution to GDP. Yeah, that's all the advantages of horticultural crop.
What is an emerging market economy? An emerging market economy is a nation economy that is progressing toward becoming advanced, as shown by some liquidity in local debt and equity markets and the existence of some form of market exchange and regulatory body. Emerging markets generally do not have the level of market efficiency and strict standard in accounting and securities regulatory to be on par with advanced economies such as the United States, Europe, and Japan. But emerging markets will typically have a physical financial infrastructure including banks, a stock exchange, and a unified currency. Emerging markets are sought by investors for the prospect of high returns, as they often experience faster economic growth as measured by GDP. Investment in emerging markets come with much greater risk due to political instability, domestic infrastructure problems, currency volatility, and limited equity opportunities. Also, local stock exchanges may not offer liquid markets for outside investors.
Agriculture in Germany is a small sector of the German economy. It has declined in importance during the 20th century and by 1989 amounted to only 1.6% of the West German GDP. Although agriculture's share of East German GDP was twice as high as in the West. Even after the two economies are completely united, agriculture's share of GDP is expected to amount to only about 2%. However, despite the sector's small size, it remained politically important. Potatoes and grain were the main agricultural product. What state that can use the horticulture system? Indonesia, the country that have big potential to develop horticulture, because Indonesia have a lot of land that can use to plant vegetable, and the climate condition in Indonesia is also support to grow plant very fast. Because Indonesia is located in the equator line, and it is perfect condition for Indonesia to start horticulture system for increase the economy.